Overnight, crowds slowly returning to Bourbon Street, now reopened for the first time since the tragic New Year's Day attack. It comes as we're learning more about the Army veteran who killed 14 and injured dozens more, driving a truck at high speed in the iconic French Quarter.
This is a lone actor. Therefore, we are confident that we can open Bourbon Street.
According to two senior law enforcement officials, the FBI recovered a significant amount of bomb-making materials and chemicals in a trailer at the Texas home of the suspect, Shamsuddin Jabbar. New video showing the inside of his home, obtained by Houston NBC affiliate KPRC. Authorities also now have a timeline leading up to the horrific incident. Investigators say Jabbar rented a pickup truck in Houston on December 30th, drove to New Orleans on New Year's Eve, posting along the way, proclaiming his support for the terrorist group ISIS.
Jabbar explains he originally planned to harm his family and friends, but was concerned the news headlines would not focus on the, quote, war between the believers and the disbelievers, end quote.
Authorities also releasing these images they say show Jabbar placing homemade explosive devices on Bourbon Street. The coolers contain pipe bombs packed with nails that luckily did not go off. And for the first time, we're hearing from Jabbar's brother, who told our Houston affiliate KPRC their family is shocked.
This was in no way a direct representation of who he was as a person and as a human being.
He says Jabbar grew up Muslim, but he was not aware of any ties to ISIS. Graphic surveillance video shows the moment the truck turned onto the crowded street at a high speed. Jeffrey Elder is the chief medical officer at University Medical Center, where some of the injured are being treated.
Have you ever seen anything like this?
Not to this extent. This is probably the largest number of influx of patients at one time.
Jeremy Sensky is one of the survivors.
My wheelchair was completely bashed, and the pieces were all over the place.
This picture shows the aftermath of the wreckage, where you can see what's left of Sensky's wheelchair.
I just can't believe that would happen.
President Biden saying federal law enforcement agents are still investigating whether there's a connection between the attacks in New Orleans and Las Vegas. But as of right now, they have not found a definitive link.
I've directed them to keep looking.
Overnight, our crews found some side streets leading to Bourbon Street still without hard barriers. The city adding these so-called yellow archers to sidewalks, which it had on hand before the attack, but was not using.
Where did they come from?
Actually, we have them. I didn't know about them, but we have them. And so we have been able now to put them out.
Now, we do want to mention we did reach out to the NOPD about those vulnerabilities we spotted last night along Bourbon Street. We also want to mention the Sugar Bowl did happen last night after being initially postponed. It mostly looked full inside the Superdome. Organizers say it was a sellout crowd, but about 10,000 people did not show up. We also want to mention there was a moment of silence before the game began in respect to all those people who died in the terror attack here in New Orleans. Hoda?
Tom, you mentioned that the suspect planted explosives in those ice chests around Bourbon Street, but they didn't detonate. Why not?
Yeah, that's a big question, right, Hoda? It's unclear if the terrorist wanted to set off those bombs before the attack, after the attack, what his exact idea was, or they simply did not work. The FBI tells us inside those coolers were those pipe bombs filled with nails. And if had they gone off, had those remote detonators worked, this terror attack likely would have been much more deadly.
All right.
Hoda?
Tom Llamas for us there in the French Quarter. Tom, thank you.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on our streaming channel, Today All Day. To watch, head to today.com/allday or click the link right here.